I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
What happens when a Filipino teenager trains past midnight with Rafael Nadal himself, then wakes up to find the entire tennis world calling her the next Coco Gauff? And what if her opponent, Czech world number 14, Linda Noskova, just watched that training footage go viral with 11 million views in 6 hours? Stick around, because Eala is not just preparing for a round of 16 match at Indian Wells. She is weaponizing every advantage she's got, and Noskova's camp is reportedly in full panic mode. Quick favor, if you're loving this, hit that subscribe button. Over 92% of viewers have not yet. It's free, takes a second, and means the world to us. Thanks if you did. Now back to the show. Indian Wells is no stranger to upsets, but what is brewing between Eala and Linda Noskova is not just another match. This is a collision course that has been building for years, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a tennis racket. Picture this. It's 11:47 p.m. at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, and most players are fast asleep, dreaming of baseline winners and drop shots. But not Eala. No, she's out there on court 5, under the desert stars, grinding through drills with none other than Rafael Nadal. Yes, that Rafael Nadal, the king of clay himself, is putting her through what witnesses are calling the most brutal training session they've ever seen. We're talking 200 forehands in a row, each one with more topspin than the last. We're talking footwork drills that would make Olympic sprinters weep. And we're talking mental conditioning so intense that even Nadal reportedly told her to take a water break, and she refused. She just looked at him and said, "One more set." The internet lost its mind when leaked footage hit Twitter at 2 a.m. Pacific time. Within 6 hours, 11 million views. 11 million people watched a teenage girl from the Philippines train like she's preparing for war, not a tennis match. And the comments? Pure gold. One user wrote, "Noskova better bring a helmet because Eala is coming for blood." Another said, "I have never seen anyone train this hard, except maybe Rocky Balboa, and he fought a robot." But here's the kicker. This is not just about physical preparation. This is psychological warfare at its finest. Let's rewind for a second. Eala and Linda Noskova have history. Back in the junior circuit, they faced off multiple times. And guess who came out on top? That's right, Eala. Not once, not twice, but 3 times she defeated Noskova when they were both climbing the ranks. Now, you might think that was ages ago, that it doesn't matter anymore. But oh, it matters. It matters so much that when reporters asked Noskova about those losses at a press conference 2 days ago, she visibly stiffened, cleared her throat, and gave the most robotic answer possible. That was a long time ago. We're both different players now. Translation, she remembers every single point. She remembers every single loss. And now she has to face the girl who owns a piece of her tennis soul. Except this time, the stakes are nuclear. This is not Junior Wimbledon. This is Indian Wells, one of the biggest tournaments outside the Grand Slams. And the winner of this match goes through to the quarterfinals. But wait, there's more. Eala is not just fighting Linda Noskova. She's fighting what fans are calling the Czech curse. You heard that right. Alex has a career record of 0 wins and 11 losses against Czech players. 0 and 11. That's not a typo. Every single time she's stepped on court against someone from the Czech Republic, she's walked off on the losing end. It's become this almost mythical barrier, this invisible wall that no amount of talent or training seemed to break through. Until now. Because if there was ever a moment for Alex to shatter that curse, it's this one. Indian Wells, prime-time match, global audience, and an opponent she's already beaten before when the pressure was lower. The narrative practically writes itself. Underdog prodigy from the Philippines takes down world number 14, breaks decade-long curse, and announces herself as a legitimate threat on the WTA Tour. Cue the movie trailers. Cue the Nike commercials. Cue the endorsement deals. Oh, and speaking of endorsement deals, let's talk about what's happening off the court, because that's where things get really interesting.
While Alex was busy perfecting her serve at midnight, her agent was fielding calls from 3 major sportswear brands. 3! And one of them, according to sources close to the situation, has reportedly put a $5 million offer on the table, contingent on her making it to the quarterfinals. $5 million for a player ranked outside the top 50. That's not just confidence, that's a bet on stardom. These companies are not just buying her current results, they're buying her story. They're buying the image of a 17-year-old from Manila who trains with Nadal, breaks curses, and represents an entire nation every time she steps on court. The Philippines doesn't have a rich history of tennis superstars. This is not Spain or the United States where champions grow on trees. Alex Eala is it. She's the one carrying the hopes of over 100 million people, and somehow, impossibly, she seems to be thriving under that weight. But let's get back to Noskova, because while Alex is building a legacy, Linda is reportedly spiraling, and we've got receipts. According to insiders at the tournament, Noskova's practice sessions since the draw was announced have been, let's say, 10th. Her coach was overheard yelling about footwork inconsistencies, something he rarely does in public. Her hitting partner reportedly said she was overhitting everything, going for lines she would normally never attempt in practice. And then there's the social media situation. Noskova's Instagram, which usually gets a healthy amount of engagement, has been flooded with comments from Filipino fans, thousands of them. Some supportive, sure, but most are posting GIFs of Alex's best shots, throwback photos from their junior matches, and one particularly spicy hashtag that's been trending in Manila for 3 straight days. Hashtag Noskova is terrified. Now, to be fair, we don't know if Linda has actually seen these comments. Maybe she has her social media managed by someone else. Maybe she doesn't scroll through the chaos. But her team has seen it. Her sponsors have seen it. And you better believe that when you're a professional athlete preparing for a massive match, that kind of energy seeps in. It's like trying to ignore a fire alarm. You can pretend it's not there, but deep down, you know the building might be burning. And then, just when you thought the hype could possibly get any bigger, Coco Gauff entered the chat. Yes, Coco Gauff, the American superstar, Grand Slam champion, face of women's tennis, and the player everyone compared Alex to when she first broke onto the scene. Coco posted a one-word message on her Instagram story at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and it sent shockwaves through the tennis world. The message? Dominate. That's it. One word, no context, no explanation, just dominate with a Philippine flag emoji and a fire emoji. Within minutes, fans connected the dots. Coco was talking about Alex. She was sending a message to the girl everyone is calling the next version of her. And if you're Alex Eala, waking up to see that on your phone, that's not just motivation, that's validation from the throne. That's the current queen of tennis telling you that you belong in the palace. Of course, Twitter went absolutely feral. One user said, Coco just passed the torch and it hasn't even been 24 hours. Another wrote, if Coco says dominate, then Noskova better start writing her retirement speech. And my personal favorite, Coco Gauff really woke up, said one word, and chose violence. The memes were instant. The hype was unstoppable. And somewhere in the desert heat of Indian Wells, Alex Eala was probably smiling.
But let us talk strategy for a second, because this match is not going to be won on vibes alone. Linda Noskova is world number 14 for a reason. She's got a massive serve, a forehand that can rip through concrete, and the kind of baseline power that has taken down top 10 players before. She's not some random opponent Alex can just out-hustle. This is going to require precision. It is going to require patience, and it is going to require Alex to play the smartest tennis of her life. The good news? She's got the blueprint. Remember those 3 junior wins over Noskova? Those were not flukes. Alex beat her by doing exactly what Noskova hates, mixing up pace, dragging her into long rallies, hitting sharp angles that pulled her off the court, and then punishing her with passing shots when she rushed the net out of frustration. It's a game plan that worked before, and if Alex can execute it under the brightest lights of her career so far, there is no reason it will not work again.
The question is whether she can handle the moment. Because this is not juniors anymore. This is prime time. This is millions watching. This is endorsement deals and national pride and legacy building, all wrapped into one match. And for a 17-year-old, that's a lot of weight to carry. But here's the thing about Eala. She doesn't just carry weight, she lifts it like a trophy. Analysts are split on the prediction. Some say NOSKOVA'S experience at this level gives her the edge. Others point to Alex's momentum, her training with Nadal, and that psychological advantage from their head-to-head history. But almost everyone agrees on one thing. This match is going to be an absolute war. Expect 3 sets. Expect rallies that last 30 shots. Expect both players leaving everything on the court because neither one of them can afford to lose. For NOSKOVA, a loss here would be devastating. Losing to a teenager ranked 60 spots below her? Losing to someone she's supposed to dominate on paper? That's the kind of result that haunts a career. For Alex, a loss means that curse continues. It means the hype train derails. It means going back to the drawing board and wondering if she really belongs at this level. So yeah, no pressure. Just 2 players, 1 court, and the entire tennis world watching to see who blinks first. The match is set for tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and you can bet that every Filipino household with a television is going to be tuned in. You can bet that NOSKOVA'S team is scrambling for last-minute adjustments, and you can bet that somewhere in Indian Wells, Eala is probably still on a practice port, still grinding, still refusing to take that water break, because that's who she is. That's what makes her dangerous. She doesn't just want to win, she wants to dominate. And if Coco Gauff says that's the move, then that's exactly what she's going to do. So buckle up, tennis fans. Tomorrow is not just a round of 16 match. It's a coronation. It's a curse breaking. It's a moment that could reshape the entire WTA landscape. And when that first serve gets launched across the net, we're all going to find out if the panic in NOSKOVA'S camp was justified, or if this was all just hype. Spoiler alert, it's not just hype. Eala is the real deal, and the world is about to find out why.